This is the visa bulletin from last November, so it's a couple months old. This is updated every month. Right now, the February bulletin's already out. So remember how I said that family-based visas, you can apply for a family member. So F1 is, I'm just going to tell you what these categories are. So F1 is unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. So a son and daughter is somebody who's over 21. His immediate relatives are children who are under 21. So this is someone who's a son or daughter who's over the age of 21, but not married. F2, these are for lawful permanent residents, the F2, A, and B. So those are green card holders, not U.S. citizens. The 2A is for spouses and children. And 2B is for unmarried sons and daughters. So the interesting thing about this is that F2A, if you are a green card holder, then you don't automatically get to bring your spouse or children to the United States with you. You have to wait in line. They have to wait in line. But if you're a U.S. citizen, automatically your spouse and children are permitted. There are visas, it's called immediately available. You don't have to wait in line. There's not a number cap to it. So F3 are married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. So if you look at F1 versus F3, if you're 22, your parent is a U.S. citizen, and you decide to get married, you've just added 5 years to your wait to come to the U.S. So sometimes those folks have to, love doesn't win. And then F4 is brothers and sisters of adult U.S. citizens. So you have to be 21 in order to petition for anybody. And this is why that, the whole issue with DACA, kids who are born in the United States. So kids who are born in the United States, and if their parents don't have status, they can't do anything to help keep their family together until they turn 21. So that's a long wait for people to kind of live in the shadows. But I'm just going to give you one example. If you are, according to this visa bulletin, if you have a green card, you guys have to figure this out, okay? If you have a green card and you are born in Mexico, that's your home country, but you have a green card in the United States, and you'd like to petition for your son who's 21, how long will that take? 2 years. So F2 is for green card holders. And then F2B is for sons and daughters. So how long will that take if you want to petition for your 21-year-old son to come live with you in the U.S.? Anybody do the math?
5 years?
Nope. Longer than that.
This is for the F2A, is that right?
F2B.
F2B, the unmarried.
Unmarried, yeah.
10 years.
7.
Nope.
15.
So so for Mexico, this is how you read this. For Mexico, you needed to have, 1997. So you needed to have applied for the visa in 1997 in order for the visa to be current today, in November.
21 years.
So you would have to wait 21 years. So if you were to apply today for your son in Mexico, then you would have to wait, 21 years in order before that visa would become current so that your son could join you. So your son would be 42.
And does he still have to be unmarried?
And he still has to be unmarried.
This is ludicrous.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one more. Now, sorry, I didn't tell you that.
Erica has a question.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering if
that son decided to get married in the middle of that 21-year process,
Yeah.
do they have to reapply or do they automatically move down?
No, they automatically move. But here's the part that's a little bit trickier too, is that if the parent becomes a U.S. citizen, then they just bump up to F1. So now it's 2 months faster. Right? Except that he got married, so it's 2 years and 2 years slower.
Yeah.
Right? So so there's a lot of conversations when people call and ask, can my son, he's thinking about getting married, we want, let's look, don't get married, don't become a citizen, there's a lot of, and that puts parents at risk, right? Because if you're a green card holder, as we learned, suddenly green card holders weren't getting back into the country, right? When they were depending upon what their passport was. So there's a huge risk. People really want to become a U.S. citizen because it's stability. But then they look at their family like, oh, I have to wait, even longer. So then they hold on to their green card instead of naturalizing. That's what becoming a U.S. citizen. So it really makes people vulnerable. Yeah. One more, I'll give you one more. Okay, if you're a U.S. citizen and you want to file for your son who's Filipino, so how long will that take? You're a U.S. citizen and your son is, let's say, unmarried, and your country of origin is the Philippines. How long will that take?
12.
Is that 10 years?
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, that'll take about 12 years. But what if you get married? What if he gets married?
23.
Yeah.
23.
23 years, yeah. So you go from 12 years to 23 years if your son gets married. Yeah. So this is, when this is on the Department of State website, it's updated every month. So in your free time, if you ever want to just peek, like, oh, how long would it take? Oh, look, the U.S. government is now looking at applications from 1995. Wow. So if you ever want to just look at this, it's always there. It's available for the public. But this is, when people say, why don't you just enter lawfully? There's an avenue for you. Why don't you just come in through a green card system? Here's why. Because it's 23 years. So you don't get to see your parents for 23 years. That's why people decide, I can't wait 23 years. That's too long to be away. I'm supporting 2 households. So this is a response to that.